It's 16 minutes past 6. Well, the Prime Minister, Theresa May, was in New York yesterday for the UN General Assembly, but also to reassure business about Brexit, which was a similar mission that the London Mayor, Sadiq Khan, was on, drumming up support for London's tech companies. Dominic O'Connell has followed them to see how they're getting on, and he's joins us from there now. Hi, Dominic.
Morning, Sarah. How are you?
Very well. How are things there?
Well, I spent the day with a delegation of about 30 tech companies from London who are touring North America with Sadiq Khan. The title of the New York event slightly gave the game away. The banners outside said, "London is open," which rather suggested there might be a day, a post-Article 50 day perhaps, when it's not so open. It's not clear, though, whether the idea of Brexit means much to the average New Yorker. On the way to meet the delegation in the pouring rain, I asked a few passers-by if they knew what the term meant or even what the vote had been about. Do you have any idea what Brexit means?
What, bricks?
Brexit. So
Brexit?
Britain has voted to leave the European Union. Brexit.
Oh, I have no idea. I'm terribly sorry. I probably sound stupid.
Do you know what Brexit means?
I haven't done enough research on it.
What about you? Do you know what Brexit means?
About them leaving the European Union, right?
Yeah, that's right. And was there a vote?
Yes, there was.
And who won?
England. When
Yes.
England's leaving the Union.
You're right.
Right.
That's it. So I'm asking if people know what Brexit means. Do you know what Brexit means?
I do know what Brexit means.
What does it mean?
The exit of the United Kingdom from the European Union.
Congratulations. Thank you very much. Things were rather different at the London Mayor's New York tech event.
London is just one of the most vibrant cities in the world for people and for business.
I'm in a chic, refurbished warehouse on the Lower East Side of Manhattan. Cast iron pillars, polished wooden floorboards. About 400 metres away from here, a bomb exploded on Saturday night, injuring 29. But the bomb doesn't seem to have put off the New York business community. They're here to meet the cream of London's tech businesses, brought here by the Mayor, Sadiq Khan.
London is open for business.
London is open.
Hi, my name's Emma Sinclair and I'm co-founder of enterprise software company Enterprise Jungle.
What does Enterprise Jungle do?
Enterprise Jungle is an HR tech company, which essentially means that we focus on talent supply, people in your company. How can we expand the talent pool that you need to make your business run better?
What are you hoping to get out of today's event?
Today's event for me allows me to interact with some very large enterprises, which is our target customer base, and talk to them about how we can test and trial some of our products with them.
But what do the big New York investors think? I ran upstairs to meet Adam Newman, the co-founder and chief executive of WeWork. It's a kind of a Regis with frills. It runs the kind of co-working spaces that bring together wannabe tech entrepreneurs and investors. As well as lots of spaces all over America, it already has 11 offices in London, and it's valued at, wait for it, $16 billion. He has a fantastic tech tycoon's office, complete, of course, with a gong to celebrate big deals. And there's always time for a quick boxing workout. I asked them whether London's status was under threat from a hard Brexit.
Our business in Amsterdam and Berlin ticked up immediately. So I do think there is a consequences, and I do think companies are making choices. And I think some of those choices are moving, at least from what we're observing. Some business that was not sure or was planning to open an HQ already had an HQ to other cities like Berlin because of the very young and exciting population, and Amsterdam because of very good tax rules for the European Union. If a hard line is drawn and talent from all over Europe and all over the world will not have the same ability to enter London, I believe London will lose something that is so powerful today about London, because London's diversity. We're here today because of Sadiq Khan, the first Muslim mayor. That is amazing. London's diversity is what makes it so special. It's what makes it so attractive for companies from all over the world. It's what made it a city that we had to be in if we wanted to be a global brand. I would worry that if too hard of a line was drawn and talent wouldn't be able to go in, there definitely will be some consequences.
I left Adam Newman and his gong and went back downstairs where the networking was in full swing. As well as the tech wannabes, there are some classic Wall Street investors here. They love London, but share Adam Newman's long-term worries.
Lylan Masterman with White Star Capital.
So Lylan, what do New York investors think about investing in the London tech scene?
The London tech scene is growing year over year in very impressive ways. The UK itself already represents over 30% of all the venture capital invested in Europe, and I expect that to only continue growing. There are great role models in London, there are great mentors, and there's a lot of capital there.
And what about the Brexit vote? Because one of the attractions has been the free movement of people, that great talent pool. If Brexit was to endanger that, would it be a threat to that investment?
Brexit is undoubtedly introducing a time of uncertainty, but also any kind of entrepreneur will tell you that where there's uncertainty, there's also opportunity.
Sadiq Khan is just coming onto the stage. Time to start the sales pitch.
It's Mayor Bill de Blasio here. Hi, well, I'm the mayor of the greatest city in the world.
Shazam is a company whose app, which recognises a song when it's played, has given it $1 billion valuation. It has its roots in London, but it says that to keep its tech crown, the capital must have access to top talent. Here's Rich Riley, the chief executive.
Yeah, I think talent is really one of London's differentiators, and one of the reasons companies like ours are so excited to invest and grow and build our companies there. So we're certainly optimistic that will continue into the future.
And I suppose it's slightly edging out into the unknown, but if there wasn't free movement of people, would that mean that Shazam, for example, might not invest in much as London as it does in New York?
Well, I think companies like Shazam are entirely based on talent, and in our case, software engineering talent primarily. And we need to be where the talent is or wants to be or can get. And so if that becomes harder in various places, then we have a global footprint and can adapt. But we certainly aren't planning for that, and assume that London will be our home and our engineering center for forever.
Sarah Wood is one of London's tech ambassadors. She's on the trip, and she's something of a poster child for the London tech scene. She sold her company Unruly Media, which advises you on how to make your advertising videos go viral, to Rupert Murdoch's News Corporation for £80 million. She says that Brexit negotiators have to keep in mind how important the free movement of people is.
As we're negotiating Brexit, it is absolutely critical that we ensure freedom of movement for highly skilled migrant workers who really contribute to our digital economy here in the UK. The digital economy is growing 32% faster than the rest of the economy. A lot of the growth that's powering the whole of the UK is coming out of our digital sector, and a lot of those people, over half of them, come from outside the UK. So it's important that we appreciate we're still open for business, we're still open to talent, we're an incredible melting pot for talent. Lots of people want to come and work in London precisely because it is so cosmopolitan, international, and this great mix of different international cultures and diversity. So I would say to anyone who's negotiating on behalf of the UK, please make sure that we have access to the best talent globally so we can continue to punch above our weight and remain one of the biggest digital economies in the world.
All this fretting about Brexit is perhaps overdone. The London tech scene is booming after all. We might worry about not coming up with world beaters, but Adam Newman, who's seen more tech hopefuls than most, says it's only a matter of time before we have a homegrown Google.
I 100% promise and guarantee that London and the UK is about to have a Tesla, a Google, an Uber. There is no question about it. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when.
That was Adam Newman of WeWork, and his wonderful office gong, of course.